Hi, this is Tyler Kettle, and I'm doing another reading of vampire poetry. After a few hours, Lewis and I are running across another rooftop, and he stops near the edge, causing me to do the same. Staring down below at a row of brightly painted fancy houses in a rich neighborhood. The streets are covered in clean cobblestone and illuminated by a procession of street lamps. A zeppelin flies overhead, and a patrol of cars walk down the road. The steps of the cobblestone is old that fills the air. Lewis, what are we doing? I stand next to him, following his gaze, staring at one of the houses in the middle, painted white like the rest and appearing to be identical to the others, except for the number 12 on the outside of it. Edward, I need to go to this house, but you can't tell anyone. No one can know about this. Lewis stares down below as the guards walk past. I won't tell anyone. Good. But who lives in the house? I ask. You'll see. Lewis answers as the guards walk farther down the street, passing us by. Let's go. He goes over the edge and softly climbs down. I follow after him. In a few short seconds, we're on the street. We avoid the streetlights and the Zeppelin lights as we hurry across the road. Let's cross the street. Lewis and I reach the home, and he guides me down the side of it, which is merely a thin stretch of space between the houses. As we safely move down the side of the house, find there isn't a lot of brambles or bushes. I stare up at the house, hoping that no one hears us, opens their window, and sees two vampires sticking about. Finally, we reach the well-maintained and darkened backyard. A few benches circle a pond. Bright grass covers the ground. A child's playhouse sits in the corner. Lewis leads me to a door, seemingly leading to a basement. There's a lock on it. He grabs the lock, rips it off, and tosses it aside. Lewis opens the door, and I see stairs before us, leading into a dark basement. Lewis and I enter and close the door behind us. Entering the shadow-clad basement, there are a myriad of forgotten things spread about. Old furniture, toys, paintings, open boxes of clothes. Most of them have attracted dust and cobwebs. Slowly, Lewis and I move from the room and head towards another set of stairs as I wonder what we were doing. How far outside the mission are we now? Why didn't I ask more questions? I tell myself. We reach the wooden stairs and softly move up them, heading to a closed door. Each of us try to move as slowly as possible to avoid the creaks and groans that are often associated with wood. Lewis arrives at the door first and softly opens it up, staring out for the opening. Seemingly finding nothing, he creeps to the basement and I follow after him. As I close the door, I find myself in this long stretch of hallway. Hard wood covers the floors, dark lights hang from the wall. Lewis nods with his head at me and I go after him. Down this hallway. Each step I take, I fear one thing. What if someone finds us? I don't want to kill a human tonight, but I will if I have to. As I move, I listen to the sounds of the house, yet everything is quiet. No talking or even snoring. Except I can hear the soft tapping of a typewriter. It's not constant. It starts and goes, and as we move, it grows louder and louder. Can't stand any longer, so I grab Lewis's arm. He shakes a bit and stares at me. What are we doing here? We're not here to kill someone, are we? I whisper. We're not here to kill someone. I'm quiet. Lewis whispers back and keeps moving forward. Farther and farther we move into the house until we reach another similarly decorated hallway. At the end of it, there's an open door, light spilling out of it. Typewriter keys are loudest, and I can tell that the sound is coming from the room with the open door. Lewis moves closer and closer to us. I fear what might happen in the next few minutes. Images of being chased by guards and werewolves dance through my mind. Terrible visual of Lewis himself being pummeled to death is heavily in my thoughts. Lewis reaches the door for me, the open door first, and peers in. I keep a short distance away, but I'm still able to look into the room and see a man typing at a typewriter, seated at a small wooden desk. He's dressed in a white button-up shirt and black pants. The room itself is plainly decorated with only a map of Britain and a few medical degrees hanging on the walls. A filled bookcase next to the man. Someone there? Joseph? Mary? The man turns around and sees us. Told you not to come back here. Turns back to his work. Alexander. Lewis rises to his feet and steps in the room. I pray that we can talk. Once more, as brothers. We're no longer brothers. You made sure of that. Alexander rises to his feet and stands before Lewis. Watching both of them, I can see that Alexander appears older with flecks of gray in his hair, wrinkles around his eyes, the beginnings of a flabby stomach. You can tell they are brothers as both have defined dimples and similar bushy eyebrows. And look, you brought another fiend with you. Alexander stares at me with hatred. I attempt to retreat farther into the shadows. Alexander, if I may. Lewis starts sick. No, no, you need to go. The watch finds you. You won't be the only one they kill. Alexander says. Can I just say what I came here to say? Lewis asks. Alexander pauses. Silence invokes itself in the room. Going desperately flees this conversation. Does not feel like it is for my ears. Speak it, and then leave. Alexander barely looks at his brother. I apologize, Alexander, for everything, for this. Lewis gestures at himself, and for everything else. I thought by becoming a vampire I had the power to save those who I love, like you, but I've realized that the trade was not worth it. I lost them anyway. Lewis goes, quiet. It's time for you to leave. Alexander gestures at the door. Our mother, does she still draw a breath in this world? Lewis asks. Why must you ask a question such as that? Because you would not answer me the last time I was here. Lewis replies, no, she does not. Alexander breathes out and again. See that some of the tightness in his body is leaving. How did she pass? A tear runs from Lewis's eyes. The Blue Death took her. Alexander looks away. Did she ask me? Lewis wipes a tear from his face. I told her you were dead, killed during the war. Alexander replies, why would you do that? Lewis grabs Alexander by his shirt and lifts him up. Because it was better than explaining what you have become, Alexander tells Lewis. I jumped to my feet and attempted to separate the brothers. Lewis, I beg of you, drop him. I urge Lewis. He looks at me and his brother. In his eyes, I see the sadness as if something has broken in him. Something that might never be whole again. Lewis, I say again. Harsh knock rings out. Sounds like it's coming from the front door. Lewis, I have to answer that. You must let me go. Alexander demands. Another, much louder knock can be heard. Lewis drops his brother onto the wooden floor. Ouch. Not like that, you fool. Alexander gets up quickly. Both of you need to leave. I pray that you do it quickly. He leaves the room as Lewis stands there. He's correct, we must leave, I say to Lewis. Not yet. Lewis turns around and starts to head out of the room. I grab his wrist. What are you doing? We must leave, I say to him. I know we must leave, but I fear that this is no social visit. If my brother is in danger, I tend to protect him. Lewis says to me. Are you sure that this is wise? I ask. Wise or not, you never abandon a family. Lewis leaves the room and I go after him. Nearer and nearer to danger I tread. I think to myself,